What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the meditations on our most recent Star Wars Shatterpoint battle report. It was a resounding victory for Darth Vader and Jedi Master Luminara against Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and Queen Padme Amidala with a wonderful come from behind. Like, Luminara activated very late in your deck.
The last activation of my
and
deck.
She was hugely influential.
Yes.
Right? Even if you forgot your... Man, I was too gentlemanly. I shouldn't have let you take that point.
You're too kind. Actually, too kind.
I was
measurably too kind.
But I mean, you know what? It is what it is. You missed the triggers a bunch of times, and we do play for fun here. Obviously, some people might disagree with the decision there to let you do it, but you know, I was okay with it, and you know, it made Luminara very actually important.
Yes.
In this game, like wildly so.
Last activation of the deck, and she wound up doing quite a bit.
Yeah, she was their last activation on your first shuffle, and then she was a very early activation on your reshuffle, and she got a lot of work done. In fact, I would say she might. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say she was your MVP, but she got a lot of work done for you.
Yes, she did get a lot of work done. I might say MVP is Vader, but that's just because he got to activate 3 times.
Yeah, Vader was a lot of fun there. Like, just putting so much pressure on my back point, like, just gave you that first struggle. Yeah. No, I got the first struggle, I think. And then you won the second struggle?
Yes.
I don't remember anymore.
Maybe we should... This has been a long game.
No, you know what? I won the first struggle because I remember I started walking over this way with Padme to, like, sort of to get ready for the next one. I think that's how it was. But either way, there was a lot of back and forth that's on this game. And, yeah, a couple really good big swings came through. And who would have thought reserving Fifth Brother there would have been the payoff that it did?
Yeah, it's not often that I go, I don't need to roll dice. Fifth Brother can hang out. But turns out it's very good.
Fifth Brother hanging out, that's all he needed to do.
And like, I mentioned it briefly, but he wins ties. He's just going to hang out there and be obnoxious.
Yeah, like, he didn't do a whole lot this game, but he scored you a whole bunch of points. Like, even when I had people like contesting the point as well, like, just didn't take it back. I gotta say, Barris and Luminara, though, did a lot for you this game.
So much. I'm not usually that up on Barris. I'm not usually that big of a fan of her, but she came out that absolute banger of a turn where she just goes, okay, you're off this point, you're off this point, you're on this point.
And not just that, but surviving on 1 stamina left after 2 attacks from Luke, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, that would have been game changing as well right there, because that would have really put me up in that one struggle
for sure
a lot sooner. So yeah, no, Barris really hung in for you. Luminara did a lot of good work for you. The Stormtrooper Supervisor, I mean,
he was there.
I think you activated him once.
He got fourth sister to a better position, which she never did anything from.
Yeah, she had 1 activation this whole game. So, but overall, no, like, your team worked quite well. I mean, Luminara is just very, very strong. Like, the flow of the Force is just such a good ability when you remember it.
There's a keyword there.
There's a keyword there. Like, the thing is, like, we still miss triggers. There's so many triggers that are going on with this game, right? That's why I think it's just, like, there's only so much I feel like you should really punish somebody in a fun game. There's nothing on the line here. There's no stakes. We're having fun. We're laughing about this. And we're both going to come away from this being slightly better at the game, I think.
I really hope so.
I really hope so, too. But overall, like, it was really nice. And, like, Fifth Brother continues to really impress. It's great to see the Inquisitors on the table without the Grand Inquisitor, just to see what they can kind of do.
Yeah, I wanted to give Darth Vader a try with Luminara, and I was thinking, this is like a 2-for-1, because I don't have them with, for the old Vaders, you actually punch super hard ability, and I don't have them with the recovering of the Grand Inquisitor. They didn't have a ton of synergy in this list, apart from Stormtrooper Sergeant.
Well, also, like, Vader could move them around when he wounded people as well, right?
That's true, yeah.
So there was actually some synergy, but, like, I think your Inquisitors were more just anchors in this one, in that they anchored the flanks for you, and Vader and Luminara really did a lot of your heavy lifting.
For sure.
Otherwise. So... No, it was great to see it in action. I really enjoyed that. Just your early play putting so much pressure on my back point here as well.
Yeah, we went back and forth a lot about that move off camera, and I was just thinking, like, if I put him there, he's gonna go down in like an activation or 2, or maybe even 3 if I'm lucky.
His wife shot him.
Yeah, his wife shot him in the face. It was great. But like, if he goes down in 3 activations where they're just hanging out in your back point,
That's 3 activations I burned.
that's 3 activations where
Yeah.
they're just hanging out.
Yeah, no, it was really worth it. Even though your initial plan didn't really succeed in taking out Sabe,
Mhm.
it impacted my ability to reposition around there. It impacted my ability to move around,
Yeah.
and it really dictated who I can sort of focus in on. Because there was that one point where it's like, well, maybe I could get Amidala back here and switch to Faith and Diplomacy and be able to just take that point off Fifth Brother, but it didn't happen
Mhm.
because I couldn't
Maneuver
actually
around him,
maneuver
yeah.
around. So yeah, like there was just so much going on. So that was a great high pressure play,
Yeah.
and it didn't pay off immediately, but it had dividends for you.
Yeah, I was a little bit down after I failed to take out Sabe, but I saw it as the game went forward. Just putting that guy there did so much.
Also, Sabe just rolling up with 5 successes, right?
Oh,
just
that
being
too.
a boss.
Just like, oh, yep, perfect
I'm
block.
gonna put it. Sabe has not moved from this point. This is where she started the game, right there.
She planted herself at deployment and like, this is my spot. There are not many like it. This is mine.
I'll point out she's not wounded either. Like but no, that was quite good. I want to talk about Lando and R2. These guys are.
Can we talk about Lando and R2?
These guys are friggin' anchors, and not in a good way. They took an initial point for me, and I feel like they really just didn't do a whole lot else. They fold so easily, like 7 stamina. It's just, and they don't have the greatest attack tree. They don't have the greatest defensive expertise tree. Like
they have a really interesting ability that they can't get shot if they're in the order deck.
But the problem is that once they've already moved up the board, they're not getting shot. They're getting punched in the face.
They need so much help in order to get up the board to a reasonable position while they're still in the order. Like they need someone else to advance them. They need someone else to advance them again so they can get to a point probably. And then
they need out of activation movement.
They need a lot of out of activation movement.
But even then, they can still be melee, right?
Then they still get melee. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know what to think about. Maybe somebody else has kind of figured them out, but I am.
They might be good with Ewoks.
Maybe,
but part of me feels like if you're taking them, why aren't you taking Ewoks?
I'd rather have the Ewoks right now. I think the Trappers or the Hunters are just so much more fun to use. And it's just unfortunate. Like I think there's a lot of interesting play with these characters, but it's just they need a lot to kind of get rolling, and I don't know. And it goes back to kind of what my problem with the Luke squad is. I feel like all of them kind of operate a little bit too independently of each other.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. Like Luke continues to impress. I really enjoyed using Luke. Like, I mean, the fact that he left Barros on 1 stamina, I think that's more fluke than anything else.
It's more fluke than Luke.
Yeah, exactly. But like Luke did a lot of work for me over here. He anchored this side of the board for me quite nicely. And in the grand scheme of things, he's only on 1 damage.
It's kind of funny that I look at Luke and it's like, oh, you can profit from this and be destroyed. Like he's offering you mercy. He has an ability where he's gonna leave the fight. Like he's got a lot of very defensive stuff. And then he goes up to you and goes, yeah, I'm going to murder you all the way.
Remember, it's not me murdering you. I let you go away if you wanted to.
You chose this.
Yeah, this is why are you hitting yourself? Yeah, no, I think I'm really enjoying Luke. I think he's been a lot of fun to play so far, and as I kind of grok him a little bit more, he's been just his card is making a little bit more sense for me, which is really nice. So I'm really excited to see what I can do once we get some more Rebel Alliance to go with him.
Yeah.
And seeing if there's anyone that can really kind of help move him around the board. Because
I'm actually a little bit scared for when that happens, because if he gets help,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we know Han and Chewie are coming down the road with some Rebel troopers.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what we do there. But overall, this was a great game, man. I had a lot of fun with this. It was back and forth right up to that last Luminara move.
Oh yes.
I gambled with Bausch and did not pay off, and yeah, it is what it is. And
I mean, like it worked for the turn.
It did.
And then you couldn't have really foreseen the Shatterpoint, and we also couldn't have foreseen Barris just one-tapping you.
I mean, it shows how powerful diceless displacement is, right?
Yeah.
Being able to just push Luke away and getting it for free, no less.
For free.
Yeah.
Oh, I pulled her. I chose her with the Shatterpoint, and I go, oh yeah, this is gonna be a really expensive turn. I'm gonna spend 3 force to force push, and then nope, it's free.
Didn't spend anything. No, it was great. But yeah, Alex, great game, man. Had a lot of fun with this, and looking forward to seeing you on the channel again.
Well, looking forward to it too.
All right. And for everyone else, leave your comments below. Let us know what you liked about the game. Remember, if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AegisBrand or check out iWargame.net and use code AegisBrand to save 10% off your purchase. We will see you next time. Happy wargaming.